describe the dynamics of the murder? We suspect that Mr. Baker lured the victim here with an excuse and then attacked her with a knife. The victim was somehow able to react, and she managed to wound the attacker's hand, probably with the same weapon that eventually killed her. Baker got hurt with his own knife. The weapon used by the killer at oh, we have the weapon that killed the murder weapon. The weapon that used by the killer at Treasury
Why
Park.
would they just give that to a random non-police detective?
It's a picture.
Oh, fair point.
I was about to ask that too, and then I actually looked at the preview. I was like, oh, he just gave us a picture. Wait, did we get a picture of the glove? No, we have the glove. So the glove, they didn't find the glove. They literally just ignored the glove. We don't have a picture of the glove. We have the literal glove.
I forget the dialogue that just happened. Didn't the dude talk
he said that
about the injury, or was this just internal thoughts?
No, he said that Mr. Baker had an injury to his hand, a cut on his hand. He didn't say anything about a glove. We found the glove in the trash, so.
Which is that much better.
Yeah. The weapon used by the killer at Treasury Park to murder Alicia Hart. The police suspect
what your tax money funds.
The police suspect that Baker was hurt by the same knife during the struggle. Promises of vainglory vanished like blood on a wicked steel. So, I don't think he did it obviously, because that's their suspect, and obviously the first suspect is not the actual guy, and this case is obviously rated Pandora, and I don't think Mr. Baker's Pandora. But how did he hurt his hand then? Because we have a glove here, unless it's staged. Like they're trying to frame him?
Yeah, that's why the police are so incompetent, because they're trying to set you up.
Yeah, probably. When she was already dead, he removed her eyeballs. Jesus, placed them in her mouth and sewed it up. Then he undressed the victim, tied her to the tree, and arranged flowers and her hair in that way. That probably took hours, but as you know, the park is pretty much deserted at night, and the killer seemed to know it too. I would still be too paranoid even if I was a serial killer. Like, this is a big ass open park. I'm spending, you know, an hour or so perfectly arranging this body in the way I want. Nobody's gonna see me in a city of 750,000 people. Once he was done, the killer headed towards the nearest hospital, unaware that someone spied on him. Mr. Baker went to the hospital, that means. Didn't the eyewitness react at all? The girl claims to have arrived while the suspect was tying the victim to a tree. The girl claims to have arrived while the suspect was tying the victim. Okay. So the eyewitness saw allegedly Mr. Baker tying this woman to a tree, and then he left to a hospital. Is that all? You arrested a man based on this? Your argument is shaky at best. I agree. Have you even considered the blood on the bench? I never said I would tell you everything, detective. I do care about my job. I guess I'll have to figure this out myself. Richard Baker. What can you tell me about the suspect? Baker is one of the greatest revolutionaries of our era. I truly believe he is the one who can save this city from degradation. Great, a fan of the black bands is in the police, and he's not even part of the team that arrested him. This city will never stop amazing me. I was asking for his motive and relationship with the victim. I'm not interested in his career as a champion of justice. Well, we suspect that Mr. Baker killed Alicia Hart because she has been blackmailing him for quite a while, because she was his secret lover. With elections approaching, he maybe thought that a public statement from her could have destroyed his political and private life. And what about eyewitnesses? She was the suspect's sister-in-law. And what was she doing at Treasury Park in the middle of the night? She was following him, most likely. We're not sure yet. We don't know anything.
Amateurs.
This earthquake just happened? Officer. What the hell? Freya? Why the hell did you leave your position? Lieutenant, I don't have time for your nonsense. Go back there now. Yes, ma'am. What are you waiting for? Hurry up. you're still here. Good evening, Lieutenant Gold Soul, not God Soul. Luke is here. Fully let you out of the doghouse at last. Actually, it's me keeping him on a lead. Wait, actually, it's me who's keeping him on a lead. Shouldn't that be leash?
No lead. It's also used.
Okay. But don't tell him. It could hurt his feelings. I hope I don't ruin a nice chit-chat with my subordinate. Not at all. You're the one I wanted to talk to. Me? That's funny. What could I possibly talk about with a bastard like you? Freya hates me, but she's honest and righteous. I'm sure she noticed there's something wrong with the scene. I've got to take advantage of her big ego. It's risky, but I see no alternatives. I have reasons to believe that your version of events is completely wrong. Being a criminal wasn't enough. Now you're a conspiracy theorist as well? You may be a fanatic, but you're not dumb. There's no way you haven't noticed some oddities. What are you talking about? Put your hard feelings aside for a second and use your head. This case is totally recalling Pandora's murders. Also an eyewitness out of nowhere? Who's got all the reasons to hate Baker? Don't you see anything weird going on? Mordred, are you really trying to save that man? Trust me, Hera, it's for our own good. I hope you know what you're doing. So you think you know the truth? Right at the start of the investigation? Maybe. Very well. You tickled my curiosity. Or maybe I just want to see you fail, so I can make fun of you and your arrogance. Go ahead, go on. Explain your theory. Don't waste your only chance. One single chance. I better double check everything before starting. You can check all evidence, documents, profiles you collect where you okay. Alright, so the killer cut her neck and then came over here, tied her to a tree purposefully, put her hair in the position to cover her nipples, stuck an arrow in her, purposely arranged flowers at her feet, and made it look like a myth. I want to see if there's anything I'm missing. Okay, so there's a cut glove, there's the knife. They suspect that's Baker's knife, and he was hurt by the knife, so he has a wound on his hand. We got these flowers. Ordinary flowers, they're arranged in a thing. And the wreck bench that was hit with some... Okay, I think we got everything. What's this again?
Destroyed the bench.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Like, it said something heavy hit it. Maybe there was a struggle, like... I don't know. I have no idea, actually. And the glove was found in the trash right by the bench. I'm not sure.
It also keeps saying the bloodstains are a few days old.
Yeah.
Have this scene been ongoing that long?
Well, we are seeing a hologram, so they cleaned up the scene. I don't know if it was a few days ago. Maybe it was. It was in the newspaper. So maybe it is a few days old. The woman's head covers the cut on her throat. Okay, so he covered her, made sure that her throat cut was not visible. So it looks like the arrow killed her.
There's also a lot to do in the scene without, because you know, talk about surgically removing the eyes, doing the whole sewing it up. Those aren't things they're gonna. Yes.
Go ahead.
I was pretty much saying that is that way they did that on scene in whatever time span they were given.
Yeah, like, it's possible he prepared the eyes and everything and the mouth beforehand, but like, where did he kill her? And then he brought her here. Like, I don't know. Let's click on this. Let's see what happens. All right, first things first. We know the victim's eyeballs were carefully removed after she died. These were found inside her mouth, which is cruelly sewn shut. Alright, what's your point? Baker can't be responsible for such vile actions because he had no reason to do it, he didn't have the skills to do it, he didn't have enough time. He's a politician. I'm thinking number two. But you're right, like, how the hell did he have time to do all this shit before anyone saw him? It's not one, it's not this. Like, he had reason to do it. And he's a politician. He's not a surgeon. What do you think? I'm thinking 2 or 3.
It's pretty much 2 or 3. I mean, I didn't think about the skills, but
I mean,
I'd still go with the time frame.
Well, they purposely said that the park is empty at night and everyone knows it. So maybe that's what, like, their hint that, oh, he had plenty of time. But even though obviously I think that's bullshit. I think, like, even in an empty park that everyone knows is gonna be empty, someone did see him do it. Like, there was a
he was being followed.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to set up there. So how could he possibly do that the entire time? Like, it's 2 or 3. It's gonna be tough to say which one's the correct one.
I'm gonna say 2. I'm just gonna guess. I think both can be right. Let's try 2. Tell me, Freya, how could could you remove someone's eyeballs with the same level of accuracy as the killer? What kind of question is that? Mordred is right. Removing the eyeballs with such accuracy is anything but simple. Only someone with great surgical skills could do it. Okay. Mr. Baker is not a surgeon, and I believe that he lacks the guts to do such things anyway. Removing eyeballs and sewing mouths, not an everyday activity, is it? Especially if it's about an old politician living in luxury. Besides, according to your version, Baker is supposed to have a wound on his hand. Surgery with the wounded hand? Totally. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Totally unrealistic if you ask me. Perhaps you have a point, but it's not enough to clear Baker yet. At least this suggests that he had an accomplice. An accomplice that has witnessed the claims not having. I get what you mean, but that's not the problem here. What are you talking about? Your colleague reported that after removing the eyeballs and sewing up the mouth, after a short struggle during which he had his hand wounded, Baker undressed the woman and tied her to the tree, then arranged the flowers in her hair. This probably took a few hours. Yeah, of course. I mean, we've been thinking that. This probably took a few hours. Can you confirm this is your official version? Yes, it is. Don't you think we're still missing something? I'm not sure. The evidence that was omitted is the glove, right? That's the only thing they didn't have in evidence, and we're like, how the hell do you not have this glove? That was in a trash can.
Yeah.
Are you crazy or what? This evidence doesn't make any sense. Oh shit. Wait, what? What is the missing evidence? The bench? Wait, what am I missing here? What did they say? This probably took a few hours. Can you confirm your official? Yes, it is. Don't you think we're still missing something? I'm not sure. The evidence that it omitted is... What? After a short struggle to when she got in his hand, wounded Baker undressed the woman, tied her to a tree, then arranged flowers in her hair. This probably took a few hours. What do we have?
I don't know what they could be looking for here.
Did he talk about the arrow? Then arrange the flowers. I don't know. He didn't mention the arrow.
Yeah.
I really don't know what they want. There's missing evidence. I thought it was the glove. Or omitted evidence, not missing.
Oh, I just randomly guess.
I'm gonna guess the arrow. The lead arrow? Oh, what? Okay, I guess. Okay. I mean, the only reason I thought it was the arrow because he didn't say the arrow in that whole paragraph. Like, he didn't mention the arrow, so I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Precisely, this arrow is fundamental to solve the case. I have reasons to believe that Baker got to the crime scene when it eventually or when it already happened. Oh, so Baker was at the crime scene, but it already happened. He just saw the crime scene. That's why, okay, so that makes sense. So Baker was here in the park, but he only saw the woman and then left. But why was his hand injured? I don't know.
Injured on the bench.
Yeah, his fat ass just broke the bench and a piece of wood went through his hand. I think the suspect saw the body of his lover. He panicked and tried to remove the arrow. Oh. The victim had her throat cut, so what's the point of removing the arrow from her body? Look closely. The cut on her throat is completely covered by the head, and the blood poured directly on the wound inflicted by the arrow. Oh. So what? Just think about it. Baker gets here and sees his lover's body. He notes the arrow, the bleeding wound, and he panics. Then he tries to pull the arrow out to save her, maybe yelling out, hoping that she's still alive. That would be silly. Well, that would make sense. Not if you're completely panicking. Anyway, your version of events doesn't make sense. There were no fingerprints on the arrow. Oh, finally, the glove. There's no way Baker could have tried to pull it out. You're wrong. Baker left no fingerprints because of this evidence, the damn glove.
Glove.
Gloves are amazing, aren't they? Discreet, no fingerprints. Finally. Where the hell did you... I found it in a trash can right behind you, you unbelievably bad cop. Are you kidding me? Right here, under the nose of our infallible and omnipresent police force. You're just a liar, Foley. I know I shouldn't listen to you. To be fair, if I was her, I would think he's lying, just because it's so ridiculous that we would have missed a trash can with a bloody glove in it. Do you think that your bed had no reason to hide it? Tell me, how many people would like, oh, the police hid it? Tell me, how many would you like to see Baker behind bars? And how many men can you trust? Hiding something so important in plain sight. Classic. Especially if it was previously arranged. Also, the cut on the glove suggests that there was a fight, but it happened in a completely different way. The suspect was probably attacked from behind while he was trying to pull out the arrow. Oh, so Baker was attacked by the killer while he was looking at the body and trying to pull out the arrow. So that's how he got the, like, injury. He instinctively turned around and tried to protect his face with his hand. So he got wounded. Okay, that all makes sense. At that point, he tried to run away, but he didn't get far. And what makes you believe it? This is the evidence that shows that the escape attempt immediately ended. The bench? Maybe, wait, what did he say? One sec. The suspect was probably attacked from behind. He turned around and tried to protect him, so he got wounded. At that point, so Baker tried to run away, but he didn't get far. And what makes you believe
the bench?
It was the bench. Yeah, he crashed into the bench. That's what did it. While running away, Baker was thrown against the bench, ending up destroying it. Apparently, that makes sense. And I bet the blood on the bench is Baker's for sure. And how do you explain what happened next? What the? Who the hell are you? What? The attacker allegedly allowed Baker to run away? An eyewitness who's condemning him? Are you implying that an injured old man can run faster than a merciless killer? Tisk. Who is she? This is Abigail Sherman, the eyewitness of Alicia's murder. Oh, this is the eyewitness. Okay, the sister of the wife.
In-law.
Yeah. Abigail Sherman. 26. You cannot escape from a prison with no bars. Abigail is a rebellious girl who deeply hates the established system of Nova Polmos. Shy and introverted, she has bared the grief and sorrow for a very long time. Born in a wealthy and old-fashioned family, Abigail never accepted to be the subject of their strict rules, unlike her sister Anne. Because of this, she was disinherited at the age of 17. Goddamn. She entirely depends on her sister, and she has to live with her in the same house of Richard Baker, who she believes to represent all that is rotten in Nova Polmos. Alright, so she hates Richard Baker. She's what is detective not feeling well? What the frick? What? Just a bird face. What's wrong? It looks like you've seen a ghost. I remember animal faces, but crushing your creative hypothesis made you uncomfortable? Quite the contrary, miss. You just opened my eyes. What are you talking about? Now, excuse me, I have an important meeting. You'll be hearing from me soon, Freya. Hey, where the hell are you going? Oh, I think their faces turn into animals if they're lying. What an idiot. And I thought, and I was even listening to him. Okay, that's a cool mechanic that your face. I wish that was in real life. You just someone's lying to you and their face turns into like a rhinoceros. Why'd you run off? Da da da. A scary mask appeared on Abigail's face, and this means that our dear witness is a liar. Is lying. That's right. The Mask of Lies. Excerpt from Psychiatrist Evaluation of Mordred Foley. Okay, so we're mentally ill. I'll be straight with you, Professor. Every time someone lies to me, some sort of animal mask appears on their face, while space and reality look distorted. I never figured out the origining of this living, waking nightmare. I honestly don't. It doesn't sound like a waking nightmare. It sounds awesome. You can just tell when everyone's lying. Right now, I just want you to stop telling me that I want you to stop telling me that no one is ever going to listen to this conversation. How can I tell you're lying? Take a guess. One of those masks again. You think she might be the killer? Not necessarily. She could be an accomplice, or maybe someone who's trying to frame the suspect. I don't think she killed. She's 17 or something, right? No, she's 26.
Yep, 26.
And she fought back Mr. Baker. I guess he's an old man. I was thinking that maybe, how the hell did she fight back with such force? And she killed that lady and all in the same night? I don't think she did it. We need more evidence before interrogating her. And we need to hear Baker first. Maybe you'll explain how he managed to survive. And he should be at the police station. Let's pay him a visit. Oh, but first I need to talk to you. Come back to the office as soon as you can. I'll be back when I get the chance. In the meantime, I'll put the evidence in order. Useless evidence has been removed. Oh, that's nice. It's not like King's Quest where you just fucking have useless items throughout your inventory the entire game. And you don't know if it's
well, now it's telling me it's all useless. So was it really worthwhile evidence?
I think it's just like, so we don't accidentally try to use it later and it's like never gonna work for anything new. Let's see what it removed. Hopefully not the cigarettes. Oh, we lost our cigarettes.
Rigged.
Well, it didn't remove a lot of it. It just removed like the flowers, the cigarettes. It kept most of the other stuff, the important things.
We established the cigarettes are the important thing.
They really are, and I'm really upset about it. Maybe I smoked the entire pack. I was there for a while.
He's just sitting there smoking his last.
Okay, let's go to map. Let's. She said to go talk to her, but I can't go back to my office. Can I talk to her right here? I can't investigate. Can't speak. What's at Treasury Park? Oh, that's where I am. Okay. Let's go to the police station. That's the only thing we can do. Homicide Department. Half the people who work here want to see me dead. Only half? You're underestimating your talent, detective. What the? Look at this anime character. Fedora. This type of coat. What? This guy is straight out of an anime. You're the last person I expected to see here, Foley. Tips Fedora. David? He does tip his fedora. Don't tell me you need your favorite lawyer again. Oh, he definitely looks like a lawyer. I'd rather spend 4 more years in court than hear your stupid jokes. David Casey. Age 35. Law and arrogance are the same thing. David's nature is characterized by a strong personal ambition, which, together with his charisma and silver tongue, helped him become one of the most famous defense attorneys in the entire city. At the age of 35, damn. Casey was born and raised in a low-class family, and since he was very young, he has been fighting to raise his status. Known for accepting some of Novopomo's most controversial cases, David successfully defended Detective Foley, earning his exoneration for lack of evidence. I saved you from the electric chair, and that's how you thank me? I'm disappointed, my friend. I'm not your friend, and honestly, I don't care. I'm here for Richard Baker. Any idea where you could be? Of course, my client just got out of the interrogation room. He's on the phone now, but he'll be here soon, I guess. Client. Great. Are you going to settle with 30 years of prison time for him too? Oh, come on. Are you still upset about that? And to think I'm the one who mentioned your name to the Black Bands. Well, thank you for putting me in this mess then. I know, I'm such a big-hearted man. But then again, I've always been a fan of lost causes. By the way, before you two have a talk, I should probably share some information with you. What kind of information? Let's start from the beginning, shall we?
We shall.
Working with the Black Bands. How did you end up with the Black Bands? You said you hated their political ideas. Someone said, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Besides, money and ideals are two completely different things. And you should know what I mean. Better than anyone. I mean, yeah, we're only accepting this for 50K. We really don't give a shit about Richard Baker.
Yeah, it's all about that 50,000 credits.
Yeah. And, of course, the exoneration, but the 50,000K, I mean, that's just way more important. Baker's situation. How's Baker? Keeping up appearances, but he's visibly upset. He left his arm full of bruises. The injury on his right hand is more serious than expected. Probably he won't be able to move his fingers for a while. Interesting. Baker's in.
Not really, I saw the glove.
Yeah. Matches up. The wound that Baker suffered is very deep, causing his hand to be completely unusable. Internal evidence that, once again, the king is fully naked. The trial. You probably know this, but people still have no idea that my client is under investigation for murder at Treasury Park. However, this won't last long. As soon as the news spreads, the consequences for Baker and his party will be catastrophic. What makes you think that? Well, there's hardly any crimes in the city, and even fewer murders. That's why this whole case is a ticking bomb. And then there's Mrs. Baker, on the verge of a breakdown. She does believe that after her husband's lover, they will kill her too. Ah, love. What a wonderful thing. Yeah. On second thought, that woman could shed some light on Baker's relationship with Abigail. I can give you his address, but be careful. Don't say too much, or you're going to make a mess. And the last thing we want is for her blowing the whistle to the media. Remember, I can protect you from judges and journalists, but no one escapes the Black Band's revenge. Don't worry, though. I'm sure that a sweet guy like you will be able to cheer her up. Baker's house, new destination. Alright. Well, I suppose it's time for you to talk to your beloved party leader. First, I need to ask you something about Treasury Park. A little bird told me that someone found a piece of evidence that has not been reported to the police. The glove, obviously. You have no idea who this person might be, have you? Oh, shit. Maybe he's talking to the glove I found. Yeah, no shit. That would help him in trial, but I'd risk getting Freya in trouble. What should I do?
What should you do?
I mean, Freya's kind of a bitch.
She's giving you a listen.
The question is, do we think we need the glove later? Maybe if we give away the glove, it'll give her a picture. Like, maybe we'll still be able to ask about it later. I don't know.
He's covering up.
Ooh, maybe, yeah. He is the guy's lawyer. Like, why would I help Richard Baker? I mean, I know I'm trying to find the killer, but I'm not trying to help Richard Baker. I'm not gonna submit this shit. I'm not gonna give it to the defense's lawyer. Am I insane? I'm not working.
Easy to prove his innocence.
Sorry, I know nothing of it. That's too bad. I could have sworn that you were that person, but I guess I was wrong. I think we're gonna prove his innocent anyway, because he obviously didn't do it. We're gonna hunt Pandora. Am I really risking to be investigated with holding evidence just to save Freya's face? Well, we're not saving Freya's face. We're just keeping the evidence for ourselves. It's a different thing. Also, yeah, we might need it later.
Yeah, that's the most important part.
Yeah, we're sociopaths. Harrow's influence is making me soft. Oh, perfect timing. My dear Mordred, this is Richard Baker, party leader of the Black Bands. Oh.
Looks good for being old.
I mean, he is just the most Nazi thing I've ever seen in my life. He's wearing all black. He's got like a blonde hair, slicked back, obviously white, iron jaw.
Look at the crest in the top right. Ah.
Oh yeah. Straight up Nazi. Check fully, we finally meet. The pleasure is mine, Mr. Nazi. Sorry to bother you, but I need to ask you some questions. You're a man who goes straight to the point, I see. I just went through 4 hours of interrogation, but I suppose I got more questioning that won't kill me. Besides, you know, there's no rest for the wicked.
No.
Then I'll leave you lovebirds alone. If you need anything, do not hesitate to contact me, because I definitely am trustworthy. Shall we start, detective? I'm curious to what you know, or to know what you want from me. Can I investigate? Yes, I can. A policeman's workstation. There are a few pictures of the suspects on the screen, probably involved in minor crimes. A workstation where you can see the city center. It looks like they want to show how just control they have over us. Monitors showing footage of security cameras placed in most important areas of Nova Polmos. It's an elevator. Why the hell do I get to look at another elevator? I get to look at that too, the crest. The symbol of Nova Polmos police is a Cerberus. Okay, they're going heavy with these Greek themes. Their claim is Hic Sante Lupe, which means here are the wolves. You took Latin, didn't you? What does that mean? Does that literally mean here are the wolves?
No comment.
No comment.
But yeah, something like that. But why are they mixing the Greek and the Latin?
I think they're just hoping that nobody knows myths and won't know. There are police stations all over the city, and their force counts more than 10,000 officers. That's not that many in a city of 750,000. Well, relatively. In addition to the main departments, the police relies on multiple sections meant to control the population and prevent espionage attempts or terrorist attacks. There are rumors about a death squad, but no one has ever proved its existence. The Einsatzgruppen. This is clearly a Nazi allegory. 24th floor. The police headquarters has more than 10 departments and 40 floors. Jesus Christ, it's a big building.
Fancy.
A phone able to stream ultra high definition holograms. Alright. That was all just world building, I guess. Although the elevators were kind of useless. Did I get anything? No.
We took the stairs.
Investigate. Oh, no. Wrong thing. UI horror. Okay, speak. Black Band's politics. That's what I want to talk about, politics. You're considered one of the moderate members of the party. Why so? Because unlike most of my colleagues, I don't discriminate against people of a different race, gender, or religion. It all depends on what they're worth. And this is defined by the Patterson test, which we introduced more than 20 years ago. Every 5 years, the citizens of Nova Polmos must take the Patterson test. It consists of multiple questions aiming at assessing IQ and the individual skills of each person. Obtaining a high score brings several advantages, such as a better job positions, more freedom on the internet, and access to medical facilities. In the city, there are many institutes that offer courses to prepare people for the test. They are usually attended by older people, who usually have higher chances to fail the test. Alright. Oh, the Patterson test, I see. You mean that sort of exam that collects everybody's private info, like individuals' skills, earning, country of origin, and which political party they support? I see. It's like a census. If you think we share the resources of Nova Pomos with everyone, you're just a fool. Uncontrolled immigration, poor education, and the opinion of illiterate people are the reasons behind the threat of collapse. Nova Pomos was built on the ambition, and I won't let some deadbeat parasites destroy our little paradise. I'm starting to think you're exploiting education to create your own personal army of puppets. You may disagree with our vision, detective, but let me remind you that your future is bound to mine. If I fall, you're going down with me. So please stop acting like a mad dog. Okay. He's authoritarian as hell. Wants to take a census on people. Facts of the case. Mr. Baker, I need to hear your version of the facts. Please describe what happened that night. I try to be as accurate as possible. Oh, I hope we get an animal mask. Alicia contacted me a few days earlier. She was threatening to reveal our affair to the press if I refused to keep supporting her. She asked us to meet in Treasury Park to discuss the terms of the agreement, and I had to accept that without saying a word. I got there on time. I just wanted it to be over once and for all. But once I arrived, she was already tied to the tree and someone killed her. I yelled at her, hoping that she was still alive, and I panicked so much that I tried to pull out the heavy arrow. Suddenly, someone attacked me from behind and hit my hand with a knife while I was trying to defend myself.
Like how does one know if an arrow's heavy without being in the field of archery?
That's a good point. I mean, we know it's a heavy arrow just because it's made out of lead, but relatively, how would you really know? And also, I thought he didn't get it out of her. I thought it's still stuck in her. He tried to get it out and then he was attacked, so how does he know the weight of the arrow? Semantics. I got hurt and I fainted. I was sure I was gonna die, but before losing consciousness though, I heard someone screaming, maybe a girl, and then it all goes blank. Oh, I get it now. The eyewitness screamed because he saw him getting attacked, and then the killer panicked and ran. That's how he lived. A girl screaming. Oh, maybe he's lying, never mind. I woke up like 10 minutes later and I was left alone with the corpse. The attacker had disappeared. What the hell? So I took the opportunity to get away and call for help. You know the rest. I think because the mask showed up, I think he's lying, but it makes sense. Because I was wondering how he got away. Like, why just attack his hand and then give up? And crash him into a bench? Could you describe your relationship with Alicia? Alicia, she was young and naive. Maybe too naive. Alicia Hart. Oh, we finally got the victim's profile. Jesus, you are never too young to die. 25 years old. Alicia is an impulsive and emotional girl. Despite her sweet and motherly personality, her disappointment towards the country's politics made her reticent and distrustful of people she doesn't know. Daughter of a painter and a humble pharmacist, she could never fulfill her childhood dream to study filmmaking, so she decided to quit school right after graduation. She does odd jobs for a living while dreaming of entering the movie business. There was a fire within her. She wanted to be an artist and a director, but she could not afford any schools in Nova Palmos.
Too true.
Even there, we have massive student loan issues and debt issues. Nobody could afford school. Nobody could afford medical care unless they got a higher score on the Patterson test, apparently. She used to wander around the city while filming places and people with a 50-year-old camera, hoping to make a name for herself to become someone.
50-year-old camera is still probably more modern than mine.
Yeah, that's, let's see, 50 years ago, so it's 2066, 2006?
2016.
16, yeah. Yeah, that's, you know, good cameras, 2016.
I'm sure my phone's like a 2015 phone.
Yeah. My voice is getting hoarse because of all this reading. I'm gonna take some water.
Yeah, well, I think, getting late.
Yeah, we'll close soon. Flesh is weak, and ambition never comes from innocence. She is the most the most beautiful, and I want to be able to give her what she wanted. After we're done with this dude, we'll close, final thoughts, and be done. You can figure out the rest, is what he said. Something wrong, detective? I noticed something interesting while you were talking. What do you mean? You talked about the case, your party, and the victim. However, you never said anything about one of the most important actors in this huge force. And I believe that's no coincidence. I don't understand. The person you've been omitting on purpose is... Uh-oh. He talked about her. He talked to me. He doesn't know Hera. He has no reason to bring up his secretary. Oh, her, obviously. The witness. His sister-in-law. Yeah. He didn't mention her. The very same person that's testifying against you. Abigail. What does she have to do with this? You should tell me that. Oh, he's lying. What are you trying to imply? Oh, here we go. Abigail is testifying against me. Why the hell should I defend her? It's my life at stake, not hers. Just as I thought, Baker is lying and the mask proves it. Before I interrogate him, I need more evidence on Abigail and Alicia. I may get something from his wife. I should also go back and tell Hera what I found. Please forgive my manners, Mr. Baker. I've gone too far. What's with the sudden U-turn, Mr. Foley? Well, don't worry. If you need me, you'll find me right here. Just don't take too long to find the truth, or whatever you can help me get out of here. You'll need more evidence to expose Baker. You may find it by exploring unlocked... Okay, so we have to go talk to Hera. We have to go talk to his wife. Maybe the witness. But we are out of time for this. Let me save. Hey, these are my old saves. Yeah, see, I did play this game.
How far did you get?
I think I beat it, but literally I didn't remember any of this. Like, I remember really liking this game, and I really liked like the lying mask system that reappears throughout the game that we just saw. That you like can figure out people who are lying, and you have to use evidence to disprove their claims, and then they'll finally tell you something. Yeah, I like the whole atmosphere of the game. I like the characters so far, and yeah, can't wait to continue.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's going somewhere. Just gotta see where.
Yeah.
But speaking of like the whole, have you ever watched Shutter Island?
Shutter Island? No, I've been meaning to. I've heard it's like really, really good. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
No, it is really, really good. And if you enjoyed the fact with the mask appears when someone's lying, you should give Shutter Island 2 watches.
I will check
See
it out
what
before
you
we
can
play
pick
again,
up.
and maybe I'll watch it tonight after we're done here.
Yeah, it's a pretty top movie with me. Just watch it the first time, and then you want to watch it the second time, and you'll start picking up all the foreshadowing events.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't want to spoil it. I was assuming you would have saw it, but surprisingly, the large amount of people I interact with have never seen that movie.
I've definitely heard of it. It's a very popular movie. I'll watch it after this. I'm interested.
Yeah, if you liked all this, you might be a fan of the movie.
All right, so that ends this session. We're going to play this maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. I don't know. I'll talk to you later about it, and we'll keep playing this game.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
That's everything.